Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled on the edge of a vast green forest, there lived a sweet and gentle girl who was loved by everyone she met. Every time she stepped out of the house, the women in the village would smile and pat her head kindly. This little girl was especially fond of her grandmother. One day, her grandmother gave her a beautiful, bright red hooded cloak that she had sewn herself. The girl loved it so much that she wore it everywhere she went. From then on, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One sunny morning, her mother called her over and said,
"My dear, your grandmother is feeling ill and needs some rest. She lives in a small cottage on the other side of the forest. I've packed a basket with fresh bread and her favorite strawberry jam. Please take it to her. Go straight through the woods. Don't stray from the path. Don't talk to strangers. And don't stop to play. Do you understand?"
Little Red Riding Hood nodded.
Yes, Mother. I promise. I'll go straight and won't talk to anyone I don't know.
She took the basket, wrapped her red cloak around her shoulders, and happily set off into the forest. The sun filtered through the leaves, birds chirped merrily, and wildflowers bloomed along the trail. She walked with a smile on her face, enjoying the peaceful forest. After a while, she met a big gray wolf. The wolf had been hiding behind a tree, licking his lips hungrily. But since it was her first time meeting a wolf, she didn't know he was dangerous. The wolf put on his most charming smile and asked,
"Good morning, little girl. Where are you going this fine day?"
She politely answered,
I'm going to visit my grandmother. She's sick, and I'm bringing her bread and jam.
The wolf asked,
"And where does your grandmother live?"
In a little cottage on the other side of the forest, under the 3 big oak trees with a white fence. You just follow this path and you'll get there.
The wolf grinned to himself.
Aha! If I'm clever, I can eat both the grandmother and the girl.
He then said sweetly,
Look at all these lovely flowers around you. Why don't you pick a beautiful bouquet for your grandmother? She would be so happy to receive it.
Little Red Riding Hood looked around and saw all the colorful wildflowers, white daisies, purple bellflowers, golden forest blossoms. She thought,
Grandmother would love some fresh flowers.
So she stepped off the path and began picking them, forgetting what her mother had told her. Meanwhile, the wolf dashed off down a shortcut, reaching the grandmother's house long before the little girl. He knocked on the door.
Knock, knock, knock.
A weak voice called out from inside.
"Who is it?"
The wolf mimicked the girl's voice.
It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I've brought you some bread and jam.
"Come in, dear. The door is open."
The wolf stepped inside, and before the grandmother could react, he swallowed her whole. Then he rummaged through the closet, put on her nightgown and cap, and got into bed, pulling the covers up to his chin, pretending to be the grandmother. Not long after, Little Red Riding Hood arrived. She knocked gently on the door.
Grandmother, it's me.
Come in, my dear.
She stepped inside. The room was dim. She walked toward the bed and saw her grandmother lying under the blanket with only her face peeking out. She said softly,
Grandmother, your voice sounds strange today.
I have a cold, my dear. That's why I sound a bit different.
Little Red Riding Hood placed the basket on the table and came closer.
Grandmother, what big ears you have.
The better to hear you with, my dear.
Grandmother, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Grandmother, what big teeth you have.
The wolf suddenly leapt out of bed and shouted.
The better to eat you with.
Then he lunged forward with his jaws wide open to swallow the girl. She screamed and tried to run, but the wolf was too fast. He caught her and, in one big gulp, swallowed her too. Now full and satisfied, the wolf laid back down on the bed and quickly fell into a deep sleep, snoring loudly. His belly was huge and round from having eaten both the grandmother and the girl. Luckily, a hunter was walking nearby and heard the loud snores coming from the cottage. Curious and concerned, he approached the house and opened the door. Inside, he was shocked to see a giant wolf sleeping in the grandmother's bed. The hunter raised his rifle but paused. Wait, he thought.
What if the old woman is still alive inside?
He carefully took out his hunting knife and cut open the wolf's belly. To his amazement, out came Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother, both shaken but unharmed. They stepped out, gasping for air and thanking the hunter over and over. Little Red Riding Hood cried,
I was so scared. If you hadn't come.
The grandmother smiled weakly.
Thank you, kind sir. You saved us both.
The hunter nodded and said,
But we must make sure this wolf doesn't hurt anyone else again.
So together they filled the wolf's belly with heavy stones and sewed it shut. When the wolf woke up and tried to run, he stumbled, fell to the ground, and died from the weight of the stones. From that day on, the forest was peaceful once more. Grandmother got better, and Little Red Riding Hood returned home safely. Her mother hugged her tightly and said,
My dear child, you must always remember to stay on the path. Don't talk to strangers. And be careful in the woods.
The girl nodded sincerely.
I'm sorry, Mother. From now on, I will be brave, wise, and always follow your advice.
And from then on, Little Red Riding Hood became a smart, kind, and cautious girl. Every time she visited her grandmother, she brought fresh flowers, warm bread, and all the love in her heart.